ต่อไปครับผมอยากจะขอนำทุกท่านเข้าสู่การเสวนานะครับเป็นการพูดคุยกันซึ่งเราได้รับเกียรติจากผู้นำขององค์กรระดับโลก2ท่านนะครับที่จะมาคุยกันในหัวข้อที่ชื่อว่าอนาคตอุตสาหกรรมท่องเที่ยวไทยในยุคเทคโนโลยีเป็นใหญ่นะครับสำหรับท่านแรกครับท่านมาจากพาต้านะครับหรือสมาคมส่งเสริมการท่องเที่ยวภูมิภาคเอเชียแปซิฟิกนะครับดร.มาริโอ ฮาร์ดีประธานบริหารของพาต้าครับและอีกท่านหนึ่งนะครับเป็นผู้ที่คร่ำวอร์ดอยู่ในแวดวง OTA มาอย่างยาวนานนะครับท่านเป็นผู้จัดการประจำภูมิภาคประจำประเทศไทยและอินโดจีนจากเว็บไซต์ booking.com นะครับซึ่งเมื่อสักครู่นี้ผมพูดคุยกับท่านนะครับท่านอยู่กับทาง booking.com มาถือว่าเป็นพนักงานไทยคนแรกเดี๋ยวเราจะดำเนินการเสวนาในรอบนี้เป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะครับท่านไหนที่ต้องการจะรับฟังทางเฮดเซตภาษาไทยนะครับให้ท่านไปเปิดที่ช่องหมายเลข2นะครับ Okay so we will do the session in English okay so yeah okay carefree good afternoon both of you so thank you very much for joining us for the first session so first of all I would like to ask you to introduce yourself as well as your organization briefly to get to know you and your organization so starting from Dr. Mario please
Sawadee krap. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mario Hardy. I'm the CEO of the Pacific Asia Travel Association, PATA. For those of you who don't know, PATA was founded in 1951, a long time ago. I was not born. And it was founded in Hawaii. Next year, just in a few weeks, we'll be celebrating 20 years since PATA actually moved to Thailand. And our role in the industry is we bring both public and private sector together. We have 98 destinations around the world, including Thailand, of course, who's a member of PATA, but also 850 corporations, businesses, small and medium and large, around the world who are members of the organization. Even though we're called Pacific Asia, our members are global. We have members in South America, in Africa, Middle East, in Europe, North America, as well, of course, Asia and the Pacific. We organize lots of activities to bring both public and private sector together, conferences, seminars, workshops, academies. We do some research and lots of other activities. In terms of my background, I'm actually from technology background. I'm actually not directly from tourism. I got involved in tourism when I joined PATA 4 years ago, indirectly before I was somehow involved because actually the company that I managed before looked after aviation data, big data. In aerospace. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so now move to Kun Parichat. Can you share the microphone? Okay.
สวัสดีค่ะ Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Parichat Hanen. I am Thai. My nickname is Oi. I am a regional manager for Booking.com Thailand and Indochina and Myanmar. Have any of you heard about Booking.com before? Great.
I'm your customer actually.
Oh, thank you. So we have customers here. And do we have accommodations here that working with Booking.com? Any hotel owners or hotel managers here?
มีท่านผู้ประกอบการท่านไหนที่เป็นลูกค้าของ Booking มั้ยไหมครับมีอยู่ท่านหนึ่ง
Great. So
they're all at the Christmas Pata party across the street.
Yeah. So let me give you a little bit background of Booking.com. Booking is originally found in Amsterdam. Originally is a Dutch company. Then later on get bought by Priceline.com. And Priceline owns several companies within the group. And in Thailand, Priceline also own Agoda. So Booking.com and Agoda is actually belong to Priceline company. I have been with Booking for 10 years. Yeah, you might not believe that we are already 10 years in the region. Initially, the company is 20 years, and in Asia region is around 10 years. So in 2007, I got a job at Booking.com as an account manager. And I was based in Singapore. So my role was getting the Thai hotels working with this online platform. Can you imagine 10 years ago? If you're familiar with .com, it's totally something new, right? So thanks God that I'm Thai, that I'm able to explain everything in Thai to the Thai hotels, that we are a new digital platform, and so that the Thai partners open to work with us. So basically, we will start in Singapore 2007. We were just very small. If you hear Booking.com now, you might think, wow, it's such a big company. But then when I was start, it was only 8 people. I was number 8. Yeah. So last week, my boss flew into Thailand and surprised me with the big cake and the balloons because I celebrate my 10 years with the company. So it was really nice. Yeah. So our job as Booking.com, I think our role as a tourist and sustainability is that we bring the tourists from all over the world, international, and as well now we are building our domestic market, and then we bring the tourists to the Thai hotels, and we're not just only working with the Thai partners or the Thai hotels. We are as well educate, train, and provide a digital service. So I can tell you a little bit more, in the next questions. So we now partner with all the Thai properties, and it's not just only big hotel or chain hotel. We make sure that wherever our customer want to go, or any small city or any budget, we are able to have all the properties cater to the customer. So that means we are as well promote all type of properties on our website. Yeah.
Okay, so that's great that we have representative from International Tourism Organization, and we have representative from global leading OTA, which is Booking.com. Now we got to know about your organization from Booking and from PART already. So next, I would like to ask you, from your observation, from your experience, what kind of trend or changes that you can observe in the recent tourism industry, and what are the impacts of that changes that affected tourism industry globally, regionally, especially in ASEAN, and more specifically in Thailand? Okay, let's start from Mr. Mario, Dr. Mario.
Thank you. Well, it's not an easy question. There are so many things happening around the world, so many trends. But I think probably the most important one that affects here in Thailand and across the world, but more specifically Thailand in recent years, is a good one, but presents some challenges. It's the phenomenal growth of tourism. Double-digit growth for the country in terms of number of visitor arrivals for the last decade, or actually probably longer than that. And our forecast, looking forward, continues with growth. When I joined PATA 4 years ago, at my first event that I spoke to in Thailand, I shared the PATA forecast in terms of growth. And I pretty much a room this size or slightly bigger, I actually shared the numbers. And people who looked at me said, this guy's not right. 46 million people coming to Thailand? Nah, never gonna happen. Well, this year I think you're going to reach nearly about 36 million. The forecast shows by 2021, 50 million people coming to Thailand. Think about the implications. We saw the pictures from Randy before of the BTS. I experienced that every morning. Actually, even this morning, I had to skip 4 trains before I got in to get to work. And it's just increasing. It's just one example. Traffic and BTS and everything else, the airport congestions, and much more. So the challenge is actually the infrastructure has not actually been able to cope with the growth of number of visitor arrivals. So what are the solutions? Well, build more, yes, but that takes time, and it takes a lot of this. So what are the other solutions? Well, Randy spoke about one of it. Which is something that PATA and GSTC and many other organizations have been promoting now for several years. It was we refer to as the dispersal or better distribution of tourism. Thailand, there's no problem with 50 million people coming to Thailand. There's a problem with 50 million people coming to Bangkok at the same time. If you distribute them across the country in remote provinces and cities, there's potential for probably even more than that for the country. So how do we actually get people to know about these other destinations, the other beautiful places that in Thailand are still waiting to be discovered? But also, we need to think now, actually we should have started to think that a long time ago. about building infrastructure in these destinations too. People need a reasons to go there, and they need a place to stay, and they need a way to get there. And then you need to manage their waste management. You need to manage water consumptions, electricity, and everything else that goes along with it. But it benefits actually everybody in the country. The regions and the smaller cities can actually increase their wealth, get a better lifestyle, get tourism to discover new places. So I think in terms of trends, there are many that we can talk about. But I think to date, it's probably the most appropriate one for us to address, because these numbers are going to continue to increase over the years. There'll be 50, and then there'll be 60, and there'll be et cetera, et cetera. And so how do we encourage this better distribution? And it's very, very important for both public and private sectors to work together in putting their marketing campaigns together. So Tourism Minister of Thailand, I don't know the new one, but the previous one, I'd actually introduced a campaign of the 12 Hidden Gem of Thailand, very successfully, and actually grew. So I'm going to share very, very shortly a short story with you. When I first attended the ASEAN Tourism Forum, ATF, over 3 years ago, first time as the CEO of PATA, I was sitting next to Dr. Rifai, the Secretary General of UNWTO. And I asked Dr. Rifai, I said, this is my first time addressing the ministers. Any tips? What should I say? He said, listen, by the time you present at the end of the day, they'll have seen graph and numbers, and charts, and they'll be really tired of it. So he said, just speak from the heart. So I decided to actually share a personal story with them. I had some family members who came from Canada and to visit for 6 weeks and stayed with us in Thailand. And they wanted to travel across Thailand, and we did. And they said, we want to go to Angkor Wat in Cambodia. I said, oh no. I said, be prepared. It is a place that you should go once in your life. It is absolutely beautiful. I said, but you won't be alone. You'll be surrounded by another 40,000, 50,000 people on the same day. But I said, I'll take you to Angkor Wat on one condition, is you allow me to take you somewhere else in Cambodia to discover the rest of the country. We went to a beautiful UNESCO site about 45 minutes away from Phnom Penh. Beautiful monastery next door. The paintings inside were absolutely beautiful. And I asked the monk, I said, when was the last time you saw any tourist? He said, maybe 6 months ago. This is a UNESCO recognized site. Beautiful, extremely beautiful place. And I have no regret I actually took the family there, because they would have never experienced it anyway. So I shared the story with the ministers, and I said, here's the challenge. I said, we created this bucket list of places to see around the world. The Grand Palace in Bangkok, Angkor Wat, Borobudur, Bali, and many other places who are now suffering from far, far too many tourists. And these other beautiful places are not actually still waiting to be discovered. So how do we encourage people to disperse? Tourism Minister of Thailand, Indonesia understood what I said. I see them nodding and said, yes, we're going to go and do something about it, and both of them have. Other countries, not so sure, fully understood. The moral of the story is that 3 years later, at the last ATF meeting I attended in Singapore, I was sitting next to Dr. Ayaya, which is the minister from Indonesia. And he looked at me and said, why you seem so happy and smiling today? I said, just wait for about 10 minutes. Then it was my turn to speak. And I reminded the ministers what I said 3 years ago. And I said, I'm so happy today, because when I first came 3 years ago and told you these stories, some of you probably didn't understand what I was saying. I said, but you just spent, all of you ministers, the last 90 minutes to talk about the success stories of dispersal you had in your countries, and also how you were planning to actually increase more dispersal. I said, my job is done. All I wanted to do is raise awareness for you to be conscious, to be aware of this issue, and find solutions for it. So I think, going back to your first question about concerns, to me this is probably still the one that actually is the most critical in this part of the world at the moment, is to manage the capacity and manage this phenomenal growth that we're experiencing. In every challenges, there are actually opportunities, and this is a great opportunity for the country. Thank you. Sorry for taking so long.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Mario highlighted one of the biggest challenge of tourism industry around the world, which is capacity management. In Thailand, we saw lots of examples, just like what our guest speaker already mentioned. So now I would like to move to the business representative from Booking.com.
Yeah, I think for me, what I like to share is about the travel trends internationally come to Thailand and how Thai people travels these days. So at Booking.com, every year we bring top nationalities from Europe and also individual traveler from China. So the top destination will be like Bangkok, Hua Hin, Chiang Mai, Koh Samui, or Phuket. So that's international traveling to Thailand. And Thai people also traveling a lot for the past 3 years that I can share with you and start to book more online reservation. So that means we see the trends and we want to support more Thai travelers. So last year we just opened our customer service Thai call center. So Thai speakings based here in Bangkok to service our Thai customer who book with Booking, whether in Thailand or when you travel abroad, you can always reach out to Thai speakers. So if you go to Japan or Korea and you need to check in, you can be sure that if you have any problem, you call us and then you have Thai speaker. So we really cope with the trend and change because we see that Thai people spend more money on the trips and on experience to explore something new. And we also have the research show that Thai people find that actually travel is make them more happy than shopping. Also, what they like to do when they check in, they also like to do the sharing on social media. And so you need to make sure that the hotel has really good Wi-Fi for the Thai customer. Yeah, our data show that within 24 hours when they check in, they go on social media, share. Yeah, it's because social is very important and that drive consumer at the moment. So is it drive them how they make selections, which hotel they will stay. So social media is really influence, and once they check in, they tend to share right away. Also, how they're getting around the hotel or the destination. Our data also share that Thai consumer search a lot and then using a lot of guest review to make decision, both hotel or restaurant or any tourist attraction that they would like to see. So this year we conduct the survey for the Thai consumer, and I can share a few numbers with you. So Thai people this year saying that around 62% will be their first time travel alone. So Thai become more confident on their travel and they're really willing to go solo. 49% say that they travel due to the influence of social media, like what I have been mentioned. 23% travel for spiritual, temple, going to pray, so that Thai. And 21% also travel for volunteers. Yeah, so that's totally new trend. And 39% travel for eco-adventure. So it's really new style. It's not just only we travel as a group tour, but you see now that Thai people really become more individual and then have their own interest. Another part I would like to share is that about the way how people make decision when they select the destination or the hotel. In the past, you might go on brochures or you might look at the catalog or look at the TV. But nowadays, a lot of guest review is very important, and that's totally the trend at the moment. If you ever heard the word of autonomy, which means you make decision by your own and you really search and having all knowledge by your own and make decision. So like if we get sick in the past, we probably go to see doctor, right? But now if we feel not well, first thing you do is you Google it, right? So that's the same. So nowadays, Thai and also most of the tourists as well, they believe other people, they believe big data. So before they make any decision where to stay, guest review is very important. So at Booking at the moment, we have 173 million guest reviews on the website. So, and then every properties will have their own guest review, which is from the real customer, and that's really help the next traveler to make decision. This year we just released the new the new data that we study the market trend for next year, 2018. So there are top 8 trends that will be the trend for next year. So one is the technology. So people feel more comfortable with technology and even trust the technology or the system to choose the hotel for you. So that means among 1,000 properties, you're probably not really worried to stay at the same place or stay at the place that your friend used to stay, but you will tend to believe the website or the system to let it run, and then you pick the hotel. Imagine like you go to Paris first time, you wouldn't know, right, which hotel you stay. But now you will feel more comfortable to let the website show you which hotel to stay, and then you just pick, even though you've never been there before. So technology is really the trend, and people tend to believe technology more. Next is dream to reality. So people has dream destination and have a bucket list. So I think we all have it where we want to be Japan, Korea, right? And basically people just gonna tick on that list as a tourist destination. Next is the retro reboot. What does that mean? It means you travel to the place of your childhood memory, the place that you have a happiness moment when you were young. So our research show that next year people will go back and travel, maybe visit their home or their old school or the place where you used to have a good memory. Fourth is culture, the big culture destination, maybe like Angkor Wat or another culture destination that you have been, dream of. Fifth is wellness. So I think it's a very good opportunity for Thailand as well because we're very strong in wellness and spa and medical beauty. Number 6 is economy. So the travel trends show that in the future, next year when people travel, we will be concerned more how much we spend. The exchange currency will be matter. More than 60% of the people will pay more attention on the exchange currency when you travel abroad. Number 7, great mate escape. What does that mean? It means a trip with your friend. Just go out and have fun, leaving your family at home, your child, and just go and have fun with your girlfriend or your friend, your schoolmates. So the great mate escape. So if your partners say that, okay, next year I got to go to travel with my friends, so please let them go, okay? Because it's totally the trend. Last, number 8, the travel trend will show that people want to live like local. So not just really being a tourist, go with the group tours. People tend to be more, want to feel like local. So maybe stay more in the homestay, choose a different destination and want to feel more how local people stay. So this is our travel trend next year, which is has been studied and interviewed more than 18,000 people from the several countries. So I hope it's helped. Yeah.
Okay, that's very helpful and very insightful.
Yeah.
The direct data from booking.com. So this very interesting that you mentioned about the trends next year, wellness, about the escape trip. So I think it really depends on who you go with for the escape trip. Okay, and you already also mentioned, Kun Parichat also mentioned the importance of social media and digitalization. So I think we can talk more in details in the next section because we will have technology and gadgets guru with us for the next session. So talking about trend next year in 2018, actually for Thailand's national tourism policy next year, it focuses on better distribution of tourism industry income to local destination. When you heard about this policy, do you think that the local will get benefit from this policy? The distribution will be practical or not? So I would like to get comments from Kun Parichat first this time.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a big fan of this policy. And I think that where we come in as booking.com, that we are not just really promote or feature only some certain properties, right? Dr. Mario say, okay, if you tell so much data, people will forget. So I'll tell my story as well. So last year, my husband and my son, 7 years old, they decided to go on the boys' trip without me. So I was working very hard.
That's escape trip and you have to let them goal, right?
Yeah, so I think they bring up the trend. So they went on the escape trip and tell me only piece of information, and they say, okay, off we go to Koh Tao. I say, okay, have fun, and then later on they come and tell me, oh, we booked the flight, landed in Surat Thani. Okay. All right, good luck to you. So you're supposed to fly to Chumphon if you want to go to Koh Tao because that's the shortest boat ride, right? So, but that's two boys didn't have a full picture of the trip, and then so they're gonna land into Surat Thani and have another 6-hour boat ride to Koh Tao. And so they were panic. Yeah? My husband is German. My son is mixed, so none of them read Thai. So they totally panic. So they're on the way back. They say, okay, we make it. On the way back, we will be in Surat Thani, and then we're just gonna book some hotel near to the pier at Surat Thani. I never been to the pier in Surat Thani. I don't know where it is. The pier to Koh Tao. But then my husband just went on and then booked the hotel, pay for 1,500 baht, and he say, without booking.com, I would never find this hotel. And 1,500 baht include breakfast, and then the hotel has little zoo, like all the chickens and all the animals. So it's really family destination. So to him, he said, someone like me, I would never find this destination. I would never find this hotel. Even the bus driver don't know where is this hotel. He just follow the map of booking.com. So I think that's an example of how we can share the income to the different type of properties. And it doesn't matter, maybe we are more like from Bangkok, and when we think, okay, we need to have some certain property to stay, some certain standard. But people want to have a different experience, and I think that's how become a digital platform can reach a different type of customer, and really can bring all type of properties to all the tourists. And just to add on that, giving example like Isan, Northeast, right, which is for Thai, it is a very less tourist destination and even less economic growth, right? But for Booking.com, we have now at the moment 1,500 properties in Isan only, and I'm very proud of that. We have our account managers going to the market, showing them how the system works, explaining them how to get more customers from us, and all the properties that work with us wherever in the world, we do the free translations. So that's 43 languages. So that means any property in Thailand or the property in Isan, they get all translations for free, so they can expose to the big customer. And I think, I'm really big fan of this policy, and it's a big opportunity for us. Last month we just rolled out the new product. So not just only properties that we do right now, we have now the new experience. So we call it experience. So it's all the activity. So in the future, any customer who come to Thailand booking with us, then they can book activity with us as well. Yeah.
Can I have a brief question here? When we look at the entrepreneurs or the business owner, I can observe that there are more and more number of the business owner. I mean, like, for example, if I go to Chiang Mai or like go to Nan, for example, I can see a lot of new hotels and hostels happen, and it's very competitive because we not only the hotel business, but we have like Airbnb, for example. Okay, is it like very competitive, and how can we make sure that we can like distribute the income to like all the business owners?
Yeah, I think what's different between Booking.com and Airbnb is that with Booking.com is very seamless experience. So the customer will get confirmation right away and the full support, right? And I think the trend traveling is changed. It's not just like international customer coming to Thailand, also domestic and regional traveling into Thailand. And I think that's an opportunity that we can distribute more income. Can you imagine our fast-growing market this year? What country is that? We will be very surprised. So it will be Brazil, Argentina, and Vietnam. Vietnam has really high growth in the region because their high GDP. So definitely, I think there's a big opportunity of distributing income to really different type of business and a different type of property owners. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Mario?
The answer to your question is yes. Do I believe that communities can benefit from the growth of tourism? Absolutely. However, I would say actually that there's a certain education that needs to be done to the local population. At PATA, we often refer to tourism as the complete visitor economy. Because when you're in tourism, it's not only about hotels and OTAs and travel agencies and flights and etc. It's also people making the craft in the villages. It's the farmers actually producing food, vegetables and meat which will be consumed by the tourists and etc. So that story needs to be told to the local population too, so they understand the value of what tourism can bring to their country. And I'll share a very, very short story this time. But I had the privilege earlier this year to meet the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, small island in the Caribbean. He came from the private sector before. And then when he was appointed Prime Minister, he had a very significant challenge. The population in St. Lucia, the island actually lives out of tourism. 60% of the direct GDP contribution comes from tourism. 60. 80% if you account for indirect. So without tourism, they don't exist. There's nothing. Despite all this, the population in St. Lucia don't want to see tourists. They keep telling tourists, go home. Leave us in peace. You know, before you came, we had a quiet life and we were very happy. Now you're actually invading our place. So he said, so how do I convince the population and make them understand the value that actually it brings? Because if the tourists all go away, there's nothing. There's no other industries. So he came up with a very interesting concept, which, Randy, I don't know if you ever heard of it before, but I've never heard it from anyone else in other countries. He actually decided to come up with a measurement. The measurement is that if your businesses are around the fringes of the island, which is obviously the beaches, for every square acre, there's a value towards GDP contributions from tourism. If you live in the center of the island, you're farming, you're producing a lot of materials and food or craft or anything else that will be consumed by the tourist, you also make a contribution based on the square acre that you own. But your contribution is smaller. So every square acre within the island had a value attached to it. So that people who actually own the land were able to translate that I own X amount of acre, therefore my contribution to this country's economy is X. And then people start to understand, oh, I have a lot of influence on actually the economy of the country. So the discussion changed completely. Within about 18 to 24 months, it was completely the other way around. People around the country actually saw the value and told the Prime Minister, you're not doing enough to bring more tourists. But it's just it's a question of understanding. So my message is yes, but it needs to be education to the local communities needs to be done also, so they understand what is the value. Because sometimes tourism also brings some challenges in the communities, and then so it needs to be balanced discussion.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, actually, I have got about like 5 to 6 questions in my hand, so I will try to group it and make it short. Okay, for the first question go to Kun Parichat from Booking.com. I will try to translate the question from Thai to English. The question asks Booking.com, like what kind of collaboration of the business section or business sector like Booking.com can cooperate or collaborate with local community in order to boost sustainable tourism?
Thank you. A very good question indeed, and that allow me to share more with you. Last year, Booking.com has launched a program called Booking Booster in Amsterdam and support the startup which is related to tourist sustainability. And with that program, one of the Thai company has won the award as well. It's the company called Local Alike, and it has granted 200,000 euro, which is around 11 million Thai baht this year. So, and it's not just only grant money, we also offer the sustainable mentorship to Local Alike. So it has been very successful this year. And Local Alike is a Thai company, which is a community-based tourist. So they bring the tourists to the village and then ensure that there's a distribute income. So that was 2017 that we have been support this company in Thailand. And beside the program of Booking Booster, we also have a Booking Cares, which is our company's social responsibility. And this year we did the program with the fisherman village in the small village on the way to Pattaya in Banglamung. Yes, yes. So we went to the village and then we support the village and we also take care of the marine life. So that was an activity that we did this year. And recently we just announced as well in Amsterdam early of December to launch the new Booking Booster again, 2018 with the bigger budget. So that's the activity of the tourist sustainable that Booking has been involved and support in the region. Yeah.
Okay, and the next question, maybe I would like to ask both of you, starting from Dr. Mario first. The question is, actually we have talked about the information, the data, big data, for example, which is really important for the tourism management. But how can local community access to that data mining or data set in order to bring the information to promote and manage their tourism industry? The accessibility by local community. What do you think? Any comments? Or how about booking.com? Like you mentioned a lot about digits and trends. How
Yeah.
can local community access to that data?
Yeah, Booking.com definitely is the big data company, and we provide data as well to support our partners. So at the moment in Thailand, we have more than 20,000 properties. So that means we also provide all the data support all of these property manager or property owners. So basically what we do is we provide all the travel trend per each property. So you will be able to see your length of stay, your average daily rate, your booking window, your guest nationalities on your properties. And we as well see that the need of different properties are different. So at the big hotel, you might prefer to have a desktop working on the system at the back office, right? And where else in the small properties or homestay owner or guest house, B&B, you might prefer to have the login via your mobile phone instead. So we also have an app for the property owners. So to make sure that you can manage your property wherever you are. Yeah, so that how we support digital. Maybe something else I can share is that what we working with the properties and how we are able to promote and invest, right? So giving example, the screen resolution. So we make sure that all the property that work with us, we are able to show your property photos in all type of a screen resolution. And it might sound simple, right? Just a screen. But can you imagine in this world how many screen do we have? How many type of screen? It is more than 200 type of screen. And that is a lot of a lot of work behind that to make sure that all the photos of every property are able to show clearly in all type of screen. Yeah. So I think I would say that the Thai tourist or local community should embrace all the technologies and adopt it, right? And learn together and grow together. I think besides having a direct distribution, working with the hotel as a platform, we as well provide kind of a revenue management to the hotel. So you can log in, you can use that service as well to help you to decide which date to promote at which package or which price. So there's that kind of digital knowledge that we provide to help our tourist community. Yeah.
Do you see digital divide is a problem in Thailand?
In which sense, what kind of
I mean,
problem?
like accessibility to data, or like some of the properties owner may not literate, or they use digital platform quite well.
I think it depends. I think the new trend is that people tend to be more comfortable with mobile phone. So asking them to do things on mobile phone is actually easier than ask them to go to the laptop.
Okay.
And that even we see a positive trend in the different age. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Do you like to?
Yeah,
say
just
something?
very briefly. I think more than big data, which is actually more important, is actually small data. So we talk about Booking.com or TripAdvisors or other OTA platforms that are available out there, when people put reviews and comments, positive or negative, the really important part, regardless if you're a restaurant and attractions or hotels or a homestay, whatever it is the ability to respond to that comment nearly in real time, to be able to respond immediately. Regardless if it's positive, thank you. If it's negative, then react and do something about it. And I think that actually that ability to answer to, that's what I call small data, is to be able to analyze things at a much faster rate and actually at the moment it happens. Because even if it's negative, you can win back that customer really quickly if you just react positively to that comment.
Okay, and go to the last questions right now, but it's very important. The question asks about the role of local community, the government, and the business sector. What are the roles that they should play in order to promote sustainable tourism in Thailand? The role of local community, the roles of government and business sector.
I think the role of the community, which is everybody in this room, but also people within the communities themselves, the role they can play is actually very simple. It's for them to tell their stories, to use the social media and other platforms that are available to them on their mobiles or whatever access they have, to share stories about the communities. Why should people come there? Why should you actually go and spend time in that specific community? What do you have to offer? It could be about food. Everyone in Asia loves food. So put pictures of nice meals that you have with people, maybe beautiful sceneries also. There's a lot of ways you can tell stories. You can tell them with images, with short video clips, or by just writing something or a combination of that. And I think that's a role that every citizen in Thailand could actually play in promoting the country overseas by using all their network, their friends and families and colleagues that they have overseas. How many colleagues do you have at Booking.com? A few thousand?
15,000.
There we go. So one good comment from her and she reached to 15,000 people already.
Okay, the role of the business sector, local community, and government should play.
Yeah, I think the role as Booking.com as a digital platform, right? Our role is to provide the digital to support all the tourist business in Thailand, and digital and the business is changing very fast. So it is our role to cope with that change. It's our role to make sure that okay, if the business trend go to the mobile, we go to the mobile. If the business trend is go to any city or any type of accommodation, we make sure that we are able to bring that to the international or to the big consumer. So I think that's how we play the role. And as well, we also want to be very sustainable partners. So it's not just we want to grow our platform. We as well want to educate and share our expertise to the hotel through our tools. So every day we continue develop our tools and our systems so the accommodation partners can really access and get the full data. And I think the local community, what we can do is that to embrace the digital and make use of the data as much as possible to grow our tourists within the country. Yeah.
Okay, actually that's all of the question, but actually I would like to get your brief final comments about the trend of tourism in Thailand in the future, maybe next year or like the next 5 years. So what kind of trend? We talk that tourism industry in Thailand will be digitalized, but how far it can be digitalized and will it be sustainable? Okay.
I think that there's a lot of new technologies that are actually available, and but probably the one that would have the most impact on Thailand, which is already started and actually well implemented, is fintech, financial technology.
Yeah. Okay.
The payment methods, which are actually, I saw on the BTS this morning, big billboards about Blue Pay, you got Line Pay, Alipay, many other form of payments are actually happening.
All the payment, no saving.
Yeah, exactly. Good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think digital will help us to do our job better, to let digital solve the easy problem, right? That the digital can solve, and we as a human do the thing that the digital cannot do, like giving a great service. I don't think that the machine can do that, right? Even though there's so many technology provided in the hotels already, but I think a great service is still bring the tourists back, and I think that part is the digital cannot be replaced. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we have got very insightful and informative information from the both of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Dr. Mario Hardy from PART2 and คุณ Parichat Hannan from Booking.com ขอบคุณมากครับ Thank you very much. โอเคครับ เราก็ได้มีการพูดคุยกันอย่างเรียกว่า we have a hot debate in a chilly day today. So ladies and gentlemen, from now I would like to have a brief refreshment break, and please come back to this room again around 3:15, around 3:15, and we will have the next session. ขอให้ทุกท่านนะครับไปพักเบรกกันสักครู่นะครับแล้วกลับมาเวลา 15:15 น.นะครับเพื่อมาคุยกันต่อถึงเรื่องของการนำเอาดิจิทัลเทคโนโลยีมาใช้กับการท่องเที่ยวครับขอเชิญครับ